Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to create a video about how to survive a long flight. So yeah, if you don't already know, we had our trip to Greece. And if you haven't watched that video, please go watch it. But the first flight was 13 hours and the second flight was 25 hours. Yes, watch that video and you'll find out why. But I know for me, I was super concerned about how to survive a long flight because before I went to Greece, my longest flight was to Hawaii and that was 8 hours. So I was Googling and YouTubing away and trying to figure out how would I survive this flight. So I thought, I'm not the only person that wants to know that information. So I'll tell you what worked, what didn't work, and kind of like my rundown. So let's get into it. My first tip would be to get a water container. So we got this from Walmart. It was like $8, but don't go to the section where like the bottles like in the cookware or like homeware. Go to where the in the back where like hunting and sporting, like that section. Like go to the back of Walmart and you'll find the water containers. But this was helpful because of course, when you're on the plane, they give you like the little cups or little bottles of water. And so bring it on the plane empty, of course, and then you can put ice, water. And this was super helpful throughout Greece in general. Like we had our water containers throughout the whole entire trip because you do so much walking. So it's always good to just have this with you and you'll have water. So that is like number one. The second thing I would say is to definitely have like a portable charger. Again, we got this at Walmart and it came in handy throughout the trip because your phone dies. Because once you like leave the Airbnb, you're kind of like out. And then also the plugs were not working on the second flight, or it wasn't that it wasn't working, we didn't have any plugs on the second flight. So I was able to charge my phone because I had my portable charger. And then speaking of chargers, also make sure you have an adapter. So if you're going to Greece, of course, their plugs aren't like our American plugs. So definitely get an adapter so you can charge your phone when you're at an Airbnb. I don't know about hotels, but pretty much all of our Airbnbs had their adapter, which is totally different from ours. So hands down, definitely get that. So the flight in general, I made sure that I'm not the type of person that can sleep on the plane. So I made sure every hour I did some type of exercising or I got up and I walked around. So I'm not gonna lie, when I first got on the plane, and even when I saw this tip from other people on YouTube, I was a little like hesitant, like go in the back and do squats or like stretch and all of that. Yeah, I was just like weird. I don't know, super weird. So I actually did my first round of squats in the restroom. I did it in the restroom because I was just like, people are gonna look at me. I just felt uncomfortable, but baby, by the time we were on the flight for like 5 hours, I didn't care. I was in the back by the stewardess and I was just like stretching, doing lunges, like getting the blood circulating. So I got over that really fast and I would get up and I would just like be in my chair. Well, in the hallway, of course. It's not the hallway, but the middle part. And like I would just like stretch because you're on the flight for so long. So if you're nervous or you're just kind of weirded out doing in the restroom like I did, but then after a while you're like, I don't care. So definitely do that. Oh, and if you have a little like hand massager thing, not a hand massager, but it's like the little small ones. My sister let us borrow that, and that came in handy too because we were able to, like do our legs and our arms throughout the trip. We definitely use that. And then compression socks. Yes, wear your compression socks. It was a lifesaver throughout the flight. I didn't have this because I didn't order it at the time, but if you want to order a foot hammock, go ahead and do that on Amazon. I would suggest doing that. It's just so like you can prop up your feet while you're there. But on the flight, There it wasn't full, so we were able to kind of stretch our feet out and like go to the next row and all of that. So as soon as they close the door, you get up, you go find a seat that's like a row that has no seat if your flight is not full. Like just go ahead and don't even ask, just get up and go do it. Another tip I would say is the food was not that good, so I brought snacks. My snacks were like I brought strawberries, I brought grapes, I brought apples, and then I had the like small cups of peanut butter and crackers, and then they call it like the adult Lunchables, but it's just summer sausage and cheese. I had that, Pringles. So I brought like snacks throughout the thing. They do give you free wine and beer, so yeah, well, drinks in general, but wine and beer. But just be mindful, like you can just snack on stuff yourself because you have it. And then it became handy throughout the trip as well because we had some more snacks. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about your phone, make sure you either download the app, like because we do United, so download the app or try to download like Netflix shows or a movie just in case, because like for the first 4 hours of our flight, the internet wasn't working, so then they had to restart it. And yes, they have like the TV and movies, but those 4 hours it wasn't working. So I had downloaded some shows off Netflix, so it was a lifesaver. Or bring a book, all of that jazz, whatever your preference, but just don't rely on the plane having entertainment for you. That's my other tip. Um, for those people who are able to go to sleep, I would highly recommend having noise cancellation headphones because the airplane is just extremely loud in general. Just like, yeah. So even if you have noise cancellation headphones and then you're listening to something, it's just way better. And then again, if you can go to sleep, bring a mask. Yeah, a sleep mask. So purchase that. That was a lifesaver. I just needed to close my eyes because it's so bright on the plane, and then it was so loud. So having those noise cancellation headphones like is a must. I'm trying to think what else. Exercise, get up, walk around, water, da 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 da. I think that, oh, okay, so this is just a random tip for Greece in general. I don't know, but for some reason, like they don't believe in face towels, like legit, like small towels. So make sure you bring a face towel. And we stayed in a lot of Airbnbs. Nobody has small towels. It was so weird. But I also noticed when we like went around to shop for little trinkets and stuff, people were advertising and selling face towels, but it still wasn't face towels. They were like medium size. And I just noticed that like a lot of people had that out front, like face towels for such and such euros. Bring your own face towel. just have it in your bag. And then of course, if you're going to Greece, this is something that was kind of something that I noticed. Like the fashion is more like laid back. It reminded me of like 2000s, like late 90s, 2000s fashion. So everybody just like had on jeans and a t-shirt and tennis shoes. Do not bring heels, sandals, nothing. Straight tennis shoes. You will thank me. And it wasn't, you can always tell who were locals versus who was out of town people because they were like more trendy and like had the, sundresses and all of that. All the locals be straight chilling. And so it was at one point because we used public transportation a lot, and we were in Athens, not necessarily the touristy town, so we were just like chilling with the locals. I did feel like it, believe me guys, I do not dress provocative at all, but I still felt naked because I had on shorts and maybe like not a halter, but like spaghetti straps, and I was just like, ooh, I feel like I'm being low-key disrespectful. So just make sure you bring some capri pants, pants in general, like regular t-shirts, just in case you're like me. It could just be me because I'm like weird. But if you are, just bring that just in case you are looking around your surroundings and you're like, yeah, everybody's like dressed really normal. I feel out of place. That's just a side tip because we did like on the subway a lot and I just had these shorts on and I was just like, but yes, those are my tips for surviving a long flight. Oh, last tip, I would say bring toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, and like wipes. So we had a connecting flight. Of course, we were in Germany for that time. And I was able to like brush my teeth and just wipe down. If you can bring a change of clothes, that would be good. New drawers and new socks always make you feel good. So when you land in Greece, you don't feel like so gross because you're not done. You still have to travel to where you're at, check in, and all that stuff. And so after being on a flight for so long, you want to just feel refreshed, wipe your face down, brush your teeth, put on some deodorant. So yes, I almost forgot that. That's a huge tip. So just have like something to freshen yourself up once you get off the plane or even when you're in a layover, stuff like that. But yes, that is how I survived a 25-hour flight. Thank you for watching.